Hey everyone, welcome back to In the Alley. My name is Cody. Glad you guys are back for another video. One preview left. We had a great week 16. It's not done yet. Monday Night Football. I don't know if I can sound the reggae horns or what, bow, bow, bow. We got one game left in week 16. Let's get into it. Huge playoff implications for both teams and a couple of other teams that they affect because, well, playoffs affect everyone. So let's get into it. Monday, July 1st, 6:05 p.m. Central Time on YouTube, live from the Tsongas Center in Lowell, Massachusetts. The 6-6 Quad City Steamwheelers traveling northeast to take on the 7-6 Massachusetts Pirates. This is a doozy. Not the game I wish we would have finished on for the week 16 slate, but hey, we're here. So I will get into the playoff, situations and stuff later on, but as for right now, let's talk some statistics. Judd Erickson, Edward Vander, Jared Harrington leading in their respective offensive categories. Keyshawn Moore, Bubba Arslanian, and Darian Jackson leading in the defensive categories. On the Massachusetts side, Alejandro Benefield, Jimmy Robinson, and Tio Redding leading for Massachusetts. And Guy Thomas, Calvin Bundage, and Devin Hafford leading for the defensive side on the Pirates. So this game is going to mean a lot in the chance that Massachusetts has an opportunity to clinch a playoff spot with a victory here. Iowa, Tulsa, and Jacksonville all lost this past week, and Sioux Falls is the only one that won, but Sioux Falls has 10 losses, so a win here, Massachusetts is in. Quad City needs this win because if they get this win here, they move to 7-6. They jump into the 3 seed. Massachusetts drops down, and while it's not mathematically out of the realm of possibilities, it pretty much eliminates everyone else. I mean, you just need one more win from Quad City and Massachusetts. You've pretty much solidified the 4 teams in the East. So players to watch here. I have Karan Ashley. He 3 touchdowns in the first half against Green Bay. It's really nice to see, actually. 4 catches, 56 yards, 3 rushes, 17 yards rushing. I don't think they're going to work him into the running game that much. I still wish they would run Edward Vander and kind of lean on that. But hey, they're throwing the ball pretty well. Erickson, I know he didn't start a couple of games this year, but still 1,267 yards on the season, 22 touchdowns to 6 picks. It's not a bad season, all things considered. So, player to watch defensively, Bubba Arslanian. What a game. What a game. Welcome to the Indoor Football League. 13 tackles, 1.5 for a loss, 1 fumble recovery, and 1 pass breakup. Not bad for your first game with Quad City. And if he's played anywhere in the Indoor Football League, I've completely memory hold it. So, welcome to the Indoor Football League unless you have already been here before, which, cool, welcome back. Player to watch for the Pirates, Jimmy Robinson, 17 rushes, 109 yards, 1 touchdown, 4 catches, 36 yards, and a touchdown against Jacksonville last week. He's not the offense, but he is the catalyst that makes it go. If he is running as well as he does here for 100 yards, they do open up the passing game kind of well. Tio Redding, Thomas Owens, they do try to get it, obviously, and they've had some issues with the wide receiving core as of late. We'll talk about that later. But Jimmy Robinson is kind of that catalyst that gets it going. So if he's able to run and run well, which, hey, Quad City looked really good against Green Bay with running the ball, so we'll see what happens there. Really curious to see how Arslanian does against Robinson. But if Robinson gets going, has a game like this, it's not out of the realm of possibilities that Massachusetts can win this game pretty well. Defensively, Cyrus Fagan, 6 tackles, 1 for a loss, 1 pick, and 2 pass breakups last week. Not a bad game for him at all. Probably not. It might be his best game all season, to be brutally honest with you, when it comes to stats. Maybe not. I'd have to go back and look, but you got to cover Karan Ashley. We know that Quad City does like to air the ball out a little bit. They're not a full air raid team. They will try and run it, but if you are covering Karan Ashley or Harrington or Harvey or Rudd or whoever they have starting, Warren Newman will be in there. They have a plethora of wide receivers. We'll see what happens. We'll see how well this secondary of Massachusetts does. Matt Elam, Devin Hafford, what have you, how they match up against that wide receiving core of Quad City, and see if Quad City can win that battle or if it goes the other way. Series history, Quad City leads 3-2. And they did win the last meeting between these two teams 54-43, week 6 in Quad City. Massachusetts, though, looking to return the favor. They're favored by almost a touchdown. Money line juiced minus 265 to them, and an over-under of 88.5. So, with all that being said, let's go take a look at the rest of the preview. All right, injury report. Easton Bianchi, Sonny Lane, still on short-term injured reserve for the Steamwheelers. For the Pirates, as I alluded to earlier, a little bit of a mash unit when it comes to their wide receiving core. Dallas Daniels, Isaac Zico, and Tyler Hudson all on injured reserve. So you will kind of be relying on Hassan Beydoun, Thomas Owens, Tio Redding, and the like. Julius Turner still on injured reserve as well, but that hasn't, it's kind of factored into the defensive line, but kind of not. They've made some signings. They've done well enough. So let's go take a look at that roster of both of these teams, and we will move on. All right, 25-man rosters popping up for Quad City being the away team. I don't think there's any changes that Quad City has really made. Taking a look offensively, they have someone signed named Yemi Ward. He doesn't pop up on their roster on their team website. It's only through the transactions page on the Indoor Football League. So whether or not he's actually real, exists, or is even signed, I have him here. Don't even know if he is signed. So ignore that for pretty much all intents and purposes, unless it's on Quad City's official website, what have you. Defensively, nothing changes either for the Steamwheelers. They're probably going to run out Owens, Swan, and Moore, or Slanian with your linebacker, and then you probably have Smith, Hughes or Statham, Duncan, and Darian Jackson. So Statham and Hughes, they kind of switch back and forth. I think Hughes got the start last week. Statham came in. He made some really good plays. Curious to see who they all start. They do kind of rotate their wide receivers. The last couple of games, it's been Ashley, Newman, and Rudd. Maybe Harrington gets in there a little bit. He is kind of your primed kick returner, so we'll see. Erickson probably slotted to start as well for Quad City. They've kind of probably settled that quarterback battle to this point. For Massachusetts, Alejandro Benefield probably going to start. Robinson obviously in the running game. And then Carrington, Redding, Beydoun, and Owens. You only have 4 wide receivers dressed, barring anything that I have not found on their website. Offensive line stays the same. You're probably going to run out Branch, Cooper, and Donaldson. Defensive line, Guy Thomas. And they kind of rotate. Sometimes they have Antwine in there. Sometimes it's Montgomery. Sometimes it's Plant. So you might have a little bit of a rotation there. We'll see. Linebacker, Calvin Bundage, more than likely. And then defensive secondary, you probably have Hafford, Fagan, Elam, and then either Holmes, Woodby, or Ford. I've seen any of those guys kind of play. Actually, I don't think I've seen Ford play, but regardless. They did sign CJ Calden, however you pronounce it, former Oklahoma standout or whatever. So another D1 player to add to the Massachusetts Pirates who signed D1 players or former D1 players. So anyway, there's your 25-man rosters, my predicted starters, whatever. And let's go take a look at our bets, our predictions. We'll get out of here. Best bet, let's get wacky with it. Money line for Quad City. Do I expect this bet to hit? No. I'm in my heart, or actually here, logically, I got to get this correct. Logically, I think Massachusetts does win this game. In my heart, I hope the Steamwheelers win. I do think Massachusetts at home with a chance to clinch a playoff berth after everything that they have seen in the last day, they have that opportunity to say, hey, we're going to be the 4th team to clinch a playoff spot here and the 3rd team in the East to do it. We know we're going to have to go on the road, but here we are. In my heart, I hope Quad City comes out saying, hey, we just beat the best team in the East last week. We have to go on the road here and prove ourselves once more. Not saying the playoffs start for Quad City right now, but pretty damn close, to be brutally honest with you. I do hope Quad City comes out not flat. I hope they come out not guns a-blazing, but I hope they come out with momentum. I don't really know the best way to put it, to be honest, but I do hope they can pull out the victory. I don't see it. Because I bet it, I know it's not going to happen. So should have bet money line on Massachusetts. But there we go. Quad City money line. Let's go Wheelers. All right, prediction time, because I have money line, 47-41 Quad City. I know they only scored 37 last week. They're very wishy-washy. I've said in previous like recaps and previews and stuff, I will never know how to bet this team. They are so up, they are so down. Just when you think that this, like, you have this team figured out, they throw you for a loop. This is no different. I expect this team to probably come out, kind of lay an egg or have a slow start. Massachusetts gets up early. Quad City has to crawl back into it. Maybe a little too late in that regard. Now, again, that's my mind. My heart, Quad City is able to kind of take control of this game. They don't relinquish the lead, and they're just trading touchdowns back and forth, but it never gets closer than like the 6 points here. Excuse me, and the 6 points here. For Quad City to win this one, I do think they need their offense to really show up. And more importantly, they need to stop the running game. They need to make Massachusetts one-dimensional. Not to say that they've had trouble passing the ball, but with the injured wide receiving core, yes, they still have good wide receivers in Owens or Baydoun or whatever the case could be. But if you can make a team one-dimensional and shut down the running game and make sure that this team cannot score touchdowns on you via the run or, break off running play, like big running plays, I do think Quad City can have a shot here. They've proved it last week against Green Bay. Yes, Green Bay still gained yards. Yes, Myler still had RPO keepers. But for Quad City, I think if you can shut down the run here, you at least have a chance. On the other side, Massachusetts, they've played close games damn near all season. I don't see this one being any different. I do think this game is close, and I do think they do pull it out in the end. For them to get it done, they need to shut down the passing game of Quad City, and I think that they are more likely to do that, in my opinion, than Quad City shutting down the running game. That's just my opinion. I hope it's not true, but that's just my opinion. I think the secondary of Massachusetts is probably going to be a little bit better than the running defense of Quad City. So, in my heart, Quad City wins this one, but logically, I do think Massachusetts punches their ticket to the playoffs. So, that being said, there's no wrap-up or anything. I'm just going to wrap up here. This will be a little bit longer, but yeah, that's my prediction. I kind of have two predictions. I'm going to go the official one with Quad City, but in my mind, I know Massachusetts is probably going to clinch. So, yeah, what can you do? Anyway, taking off here, guys. Appreciate you. We got one more game left in week 16. We got 3 weeks left after this. We already have 3 teams clinched with a possibility of 4 with this game. So almost halfway done with teams clinching playoff berths. It's amazing that we are 3 weeks from the end of the season and we still need 4 more spots to lock up. So that being said, I'm taking off here, guys. I love and appreciate you. Everything you do, like, comment, subscribe. All that fun, cool YouTube stuff. Doesn't matter. Watch the videos, don't watch the videos. If you're watching this, you're obviously watching the video, so awesome. Thank you. But anyway, taking off here. I can't wait to watch Monday Night Football. It gives me something to do on the weeknights instead of just recapping. So anyway, love you guys. See ya.